Here are 5 ways to get organized with a garden planning insert. Hey y'all, I'm Elisa, the Scrappy Wife behind ScrappyWife.com, and my confession is I am not very good at gardening. I have a really hard time keeping plants alive, so therefore I've never really dipped my toe into that hobby, but things are changing. I am moving to a new place that has some beautiful garden beds that I do want to maintain and maybe even expand upon. So I decided I'm ready to dig into this garden planning insert. This is the garden planning insert that I designed with my sister, Amanda, who has her very own gardening YouTube channel. She is an amazing gardener, has been a florist in the past, is so knowledgeable about so many things. She helped me design this garden planning insert so that she could use it in her planner. I am going to share with you 5 ways to use this garden planning insert to help you get organized in your garden. So that being said, let's go. All right, so let's start here at the very beginning. The very first page is your yearly garden overview. Now, I'm going to cut away to me decorating these pages later. You're going to see those make their way in right here. The truth is the footage kind of messed up, and so I'm going to explain what these are, and then we're going to dive into the rest of the video here in a minute. But look at these gorgeous stickers from Live Love Posh. One thing about creating a garden planning insert is that you can then decorate it with your favorite florals. Loving the PET tapes from Live Love Posh. So just a heads up, that's why you see this undecorated, and then you'll see me kind of cut away to it being decorated. But the first way to help you stay organized in your garden planning insert is to create a planting schedule. This is completely new to me. I just figured every spring you buy a couple hanging plants and call it a day. But apparently you can plan through the whole year for your garden. You can start seedlings, you can harvest, you can plant, and having an overview helps you keep with a plan for the year and kind of anticipate what is coming up. So that is what the yearly garden overview is all about. This is also an excellent way to help you set some goals in your in your garden planning insert. Just like any other part of our lives, you can set goals and have kind of an outlook for the year with your garden, especially if you're working towards something specific, working on specific things in your garden. For me, this first year is going to be a lot about just maintenance, just learning how to take care of what is already there. But having time to set up a plan is going to be pretty key. So I think having this kind of overview sheet is going to be extremely helpful as that gets underway. And you can see how easy these are to kind of decorate. Just super simple. Love this. I think I want this last little bit up here. This is going to be the overview page, and then there's room on the back for extra notes. Then you have your quarterly gardening plan. So this is the opportunity to break it down by quarter, be a little bit more specific in what you're wanting. Throughout the year, I can bring in, I feel like it would be a lot of fun to kind of bring in some different colors for different parts of the year. I have 4 different sets. I think we'll kind of do that. So maybe I'll just put right here, we'll kind of do a spring theme. And I'm just, again, going to keep the decor really simple, but definitely working with all of the florals is going to be super fun to use. What else do I have on this? This one's really pretty. Okay, maybe bring in this one down here at the corner. I love a good corner sticker. Don't you guys? Let me know, what are some of your plans? How do you plan out your schedule for the year? Do you plan in advance for your garden, or do you kind of wing it? Let me know down in the comments below. But I think planning your planting schedule can be a big game changer, just so that you're not, excuse me, not just winging it randomly, but you kind of know what's coming up. And also that helps you plan the work too, because from everything I can tell, gardening is a lot of work. So I want to make sure that I've made a plan for when that work can happen and how it can happen. All right, let's add a few little corner pieces again. I'm just using these as extra decorative elements. This is mostly going to remain functional in my planner, but when you take the time to decorate it in advance, it just brings you all of that extra joy. Plus, it's been a hot second since I've gotten to use these gorgeous stickers from Live Love Posh, so why not grab them and use them, because there's something about PET tape stickers that are just fun to use. All right, so that will go there. Then let's go into this. These have kind of like fall tones, which I think are lovely. We'll go with another corner piece because why not? They are there anyway. And here, I totally think gardening is another beautiful creative outlet, just like creative planning, just like crafting. I think to be a successful gardener, you do have to have some creativity and just the patience it takes. It amazes me just to patiently watch something grow is pretty darn remarkable, and something I really admire about my sister and about everyone that I know that really works hard on their garden, because it's not just a simple project and you're done. It takes sometimes years to really develop a garden really well. Let me trim this off just a little bit right here. My scissors are getting dirty. Okay. And one more page back here. Let me pull this off. These kind of have those darker colors, which is really nice. Oops. I think I'll do these slightly different. Instead of the corner, we'll go in a different section or a different way for this. Kind of aim to the middle and a little blue. Okay, so that is how I plan to plan a planting schedule, kind of a yearly overview. This would be great to just keep in your planner at all times so you know what your plan for the year is. The next way that you can stay organized with a garden planner is to track the plant growth and progress. And I have a couple of different ways to do that within this full garden planner. First of all, you have your seedling starts, and then later on in the planner, you have many of these gardening journal pages. And here is the idea behind this. First of all, what I am quickly learning about gardening, which I'm sure many of you are going to laugh at, is that it is expensive. Plants are really expensive. And so starting plants from seeds is definitely the way to go. Talk about patience, but it can happen. So you can track all of the seedlings that you are starting and transferring and how it's working and all of that. You can track that in your planner so you know what's working for you. I believe it's probably a learning process. I'm guessing you're not going to get it all at once, so this would be really helpful. And then tracking the plants you actually have. I am always amazed at all of you that do such a fabulous job of identifying plants. I'm not great at that, so I'm going to have to take some time to research the plants in my garden, figure out what they are, how to care for them, and really learn about it. It's got to be a little bit deeper than just watering on a regular basis. And so that's what the purpose of the gardening journal is. I plan to do a picture on the back of each plant, take some notes about it, maybe a picture a couple times a year to see how the plant has grown, and track the progress of that plant to see, what am I doing right? What am I doing wrong? That just helps you stay on top of your gardening so that you're not wasting money with plants that are dying. That's super important because, yeah, it's expensive. Plants are expensive, you guys. They're beautiful, but they can really add up. So I think tracking their growth, tracking their progress throughout the year is a wonderful way to stay on top of those expenses. The third way to get organized using a garden planner is to organize your garden layouts. We just talked about the garden journaling page. On the back, you have grid paper. This is fantastic for drawing out different sections of your garden, knowing where each plant is located, noting which how much sun it gets, how much wind exposure, that type of thing, and organizing the parts of your garden so that if you want to change things up, if you want to transplant things, if you want to shift things around, you have a sketch, a plan. I say it all the time when it comes to organizing your craft room, to draw out a plan in advance, know where things are going to go. The same thing is true for your garden. So taking the time to sketch out your garden, the big overview, and then each bed can be so helpful. And the back of the garden journaling sheets are perfect for that, because you can just pull this organizer, or this planner insert comes with a ton of those garden journaling sheets, and they have a ton of grid paper on the back. That way you have lots of room for those extra sketches and notes and just ways to kind of dream and plan. You could also just pick up some extra grid paper, doc grid paper, whatever you like best, to pop into your planner to help you get that organized. The other way that I very much like to use these garden journal pages is for a harvest log, which is the fourth way to keep organized in your garden planner insert. A harvest log can be really important to track what you harvested, when, and how much of it came up. That way you're seeing an actual comparison of your return on investment in different plants, in different seeds, in different gardening techniques. It actually allows you to track it in a very real way. So you're tracking the harvest, you're seeing how much you got, you're taking notes on it in the back. You can even add in, I love if this is for cucumbers or basil or whatever it is that you are tracking, you can add in some of your favorite recipes on the back. What do you like to do with that particular vegetable or herb, whatever it is? What do you like to do with it after the fact? That is super fun as well. So it gives you a way to kind of make it interactive. You can even put recipe planning pages straight into your garden planning insert. I think that would be so fun to kind of mix and match those pieces together in the Discbound system. All right, last but not least, in your garden planning insert, the fifth way to stay organized is to have a place to document lessons learned. That is so important. The reflection piece of any sort of journal, goal setting, is vitally important. And so I included it in this garden journal by giving you these monthly pages. This gives you a place to sketch out the month. Maybe you're taking notes on weather. Maybe you're just tracking how the month went. You have a reflection. What went well? What did not go so well? What can be improved? And what am I preparing for next month? And then, like most of the pages in the garden planning insert, you have room on the back for additional notes. So you can check this one out. You're setting your goals. You're looking at what you can do and how you can improve as a gardener. From what I can tell, the better you get, the more fun it is, just because you're starting to see the fruits of your labor, which is really great. You can also include on the back, maybe like a monthly picture of your garden. Like, what did it look like at the end of March? Did it look like at the end of May? It gives you a chance to kind of do memory keeping all in one, which I think is a lot of fun as well. As someone that is very excited to kind of dip my toe into this new hobby of gardening, I am pumped to be able to connect it to a hobby that I am passionate about already, which is planning, and to start learning. For me, planners have always been a tool for learning more about my schedule, more about time management, more about myself, my faith, and now a little bit more about gardening. Don't forget, the garden planning insert is available over in my shop. It's printed on that beautiful, lovely, thick, very smooth, bright white paper that we all love. It is punched for disc planning inserts. You can pick up discs all over the place, and it is available in 3 different sizes. You have the tall, which works well with a mini planner. You have the grande, which is this size, corresponds nicely to a classic planner. And then you have the Venti, which is the 8.5 by 11 paper. Those are wonderful as well. And they work well with a big planner. Let me know how you like to stay organized in your garden planning. I'd love to hear all of your tips and tricks down below as I start this little gardening adventure. Leave them all for me. I'm going to read them all. I'm going to comment on them all, and I cannot wait to hear from you. I do want to give a huge shout out to my Patreon community. Thank you all for your support and for all of your gardening expertise. There are some great gardeners over on in the Patreon community, and I love hearing them chat on Zooms about gardens and what they're growing, and it's so much fun. So thank you to all of you. And if you want to find out more about Patreon, the extra perks that you receive, you can head over to patreon.com/ScrappyWife to learn a bit more. All right. I hope that you have a fabulous day. And as always, keep it creative.